Mary Meet Annie here, Community Vlogmas for, I never know what day it is, December 22nd, 2019. And our question today is, what books would you recommend that would introduce others to your practice? And I suggested to folks, if they wanted to be really daring with this, to recommend non-witchy books. Yeah, I did. Because, well, we probably all have read the same witchy books. Although it doesn't hurt to know what each other's favorite is. I certainly have a favorite, Vivienne Crawley's Wicca. The Old Religion in the New Millennium, or the many different names it's had in its different reprints. But I am going to challenge myself to recommend 5 books that have nothing to do on the surface, but then everything to do with a witchy pagan theme, but specifically my practice. The first thing that I would introduce you to my practice with is Joseph Campbell's Hero with 1,000 Faces. You need to understand, if you're going to understand my practice, the concept of deity and reality, and deity as archetype, and deity as collective consciousness, the wisdom of all humanity throughout all time. Especially the journey of the hero. God and Goddess, as they journey through the wheel of the year, is a journey of the hero. We are each journeying through our lives as our own hero. That's probably the top book I'd recommend. I don't think it's an unusual recommendation. Probably will see it with others who are doing this vlog. And I would then recommend Dan Millman's The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. Because Eastern philosophy and practice is a very large part of my practice. Not just because of the meditation and visualization aspects of working magics, but also because I'm a meditator. I live by a philosophy of awarefulness. Awarefulness? I think I invented a new philosophy. How about awareness? Mindfulness. See, when you mixed awareness and mindfulness, you got awarefulness. Compassion, consideration. A great part of my practice, day to day and moment to moment, has to do with Eastern philosophy and meditation. Dan's book, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, was a very important one for me. It's a kind of a biographical, maybe not literally, but based on his life, of someone who encounters these concepts of Eastern philosophy, struggles with them, and once they embrace them, have a whole new relationship to living. And it's kind of like my journey too, when it comes to that. It was presented to me as something I needed to spend time with, and I was curious about it, but resistant to the kind of change it would demand of me. And so his journey is, in a way, my journey, but this book, to me, was like, oh man, I'm not so strange that I'm having problems with this. I'm not so strange in my Western mind trying to comprehend this great wisdom from the East. And I'd suggest The Reenchantment of the Everyday. Is it Tom Moore? Oh gosh, I hope I'm right. I'm blanking out on his name at the moment. Why I recommended this book. I don't think any of the books I'm recommending are particularly new, come to think of it. A lot of 80s books. This book, The Reenchantment of the Everyday, it's literally what it sounds like. It's developing a relationship of kind of returning to the childlike relationship we have with what surrounds us, that the whole world is a curiosity and beautiful and magical and special. And it aligns to my practice because every moment, from holding my teacup to petting my dogs to making love to my husband, all of it is magical and wonderful. The Enchanted Everyday. And then I'd recommend David Suzuki's Wisdom of the Elders. A lot of us know who David Suzuki is. I recommend this because the book is a collection of short stories, sometimes very short stories, from indigenous elders throughout all kinds of traditions around the world. Some of the stories are lore that's been passed down. Some are current contemporary experiences. And then David overlays a contemporary scientific, more logical, less lore, more facts filter over top of it. And the importance of the book, why I recommend it if you want to understand my practices, there's this distinct feeling of these beautiful mythologies and lores and ancient wisdoms. And then there's what can seem to be the more dry, logical, biological, scientific, historical approach to the same thing. And they're not so different. The magical and the mundane, in a way. The mysterious and the pragmatic. Yep, that would be part of my practice. And the last one I recommend would be Annie Dillard's The Pilgrim at Tinker Creek. It's kind of a simple book about a year spent in one place, Tinker Creek, where the author notices every little shifting in nature for the duration of that year. Why it aligns to my spiritual practice is knowing your place, no matter what that place is. I don't care if you live in the 15th floor of a high-rise or you live in a little single-wide mobile home like I do. Know your place well. Understand every nuance of the shifting seasons and what they teach you and how they inspire you and, well, how they challenge you. So there's 3 books for you. The Hero with 1,000 Faces, The Reenchantment of the Everyday. What else did I say? I said The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, The Wisdom of the Elders, and The Pilgrim at Tinker Creek. All 3 will introduce you to, well, perhaps when you add them all together, you've got my practice in a way. I grew who I am by reading from so many sources. I'm kind of hoping other people also are going to share books that aren't particularly witchy. Looking forward to seeing everybody's videos on this topic. Oh, I'll look forward to the witchy and pagan books too, but I probably won't follow up on them. But if you offer some other books, they're not part of the glut of neo-pagan publishing that is our current world, I probably will look them up at the library for sure. I wish you all mirth and reverence. Merry part.